Okay, with it being 2 o'clock, we'll go ahead and call the meeting of the City Design Review Board to order. Everybody was emailed their minutes from last month's meeting. Did anybody see any changes or amendments that need to be made? Hearing none, I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
The minutes pass. Okay, our first case for hearing today is case DRB 2025-12. It's a request for a certificate of appropriateness to demolish the house located at 459 West Pine Street, identified as Florence County Tax Map Number 90074-10-012 in the D4 Timrod Park Overlay District. Staff?
Good afternoon and welcome to our new folks. We're glad to have you. The city is seeking a certificate of appropriateness to do a forced demolition of the dilapidated house at 459 West Pine. It is in the Timrod Park Overlay District. The neighbors have complained about this house literally for decades. And we have been going after the owner and are finally able to pursue demolition of it. The house is located on the corner of Worley and West Pine Street in Timrod Park, and it is zoned NC 6.2, which is single-family residential. It was built in 1930. I have given both this one and the Jerome Street demolitions to the Historical Commission about 2 weeks ago. I've been nagged them again yesterday, still have not heard back. They were supposed to meet on Monday about these. So as soon as, I don't foresee any findings of historical significance for either of those houses. So if you wanted to make your COA contingent on me hearing back from them, that's fine. I don't expect there to be a problem with those, but I just have not received the ROAs from them yet. But here are some photos of the house. It also is a problem with people hanging out at the house and drugs and all that kind of fun stuff. So we're very much hoping to get it taken down soon. So that concludes staff's report.
Okay. Anyone have any questions of staff? Anyone here to speak on this matter? Okay, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and open it up for discussion or a motion.
Motion to approve as submitted pending historical board review.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Certificate will be issued.
I'm sorry, who did the second on that? Mr. Powers, thank you.
Our second case is case DRB 2025-13. It's a request for a certificate of appropriateness to install an internally illuminated wall sign at FSD1 building located at 319 South Irby Street, identified as Florence County Tax Map Number 90087-08-005 in the D3 and Cultural Overlay District. Staff?
All right, this is the Florence School District 1 building, and they are seeking the COA to install an internally illuminated wall sign. It is in the Arts and Culture Overlay District and Zoned Central Business District. And according to our new design standards, internally illuminated letters, such signs must be reviewed by the DRB. And the standards also require that efforts should be made to preserve sculptural, historic, or landmark signs that give downtown character and distinguish it from other areas. So this portion of South Irby Street is a major corridor into the historic downtown, and the city's focus is on improving its appearance while restoring and retaining architecturally significant features that give it character and a sense of place. Back in May of '24, the board was requested by the Dollar Tree to put up a internally illuminated wall signs as well as a monument sign. And at that time, the board decided that as part of the efforts to improve that corridor, they were going to deny the interior lit signs for the Dollar Tree. And this is directly across Pine Street from that store. So there was discussion about improving the appearance of the corridor and setting a good precedent for future development in the area. And y'all did discuss uplighting required on all signs in an effort to get away from interior lit signs in the historic areas. And then additionally, every effort should be made to protect the original Florence Public Library sign that is carved into this building if the proposed sign is approved to be placed over it, and should be installed so that it would not damage that original sign. So here, it's on the corner of West Pine and South Irby. Here's an up close of it, and the 204 West Pine there is where the Dollar Tree is. It is zoned Central Business District. Here's the photo of what they want to do with the sign, putting it over the Florence Public Library carved sign that is there, because this was originally the Florence Library. And these are the existing current conditions. And then the school district does have signage for this building already. They have a large monument sign on the corner, and they've got a sign on the wall facing West Pine Street. So the sign that they're requesting would face South Irby Street. So that concludes staff's report.
Anyone have any questions of staff?
Mr. Chairman, Florence School District 1 is a current client of mine, so I'm going to recuse myself from the voting.
Okay, Mr. Collins has been recused. Anyone here to speak on the matter? Okay. Approach the podium and state your name, please.
I'm Kyle Jones, the Deputy Superintendent of Florence One Schools. Happy to be with you this afternoon.
Hello, and I'm Debbie Jenkins with Tyson Sign Company.
Our request is to put our signage on the front of the building. We have the central office, McClinigan, soon to reopen Pointer, and then our attendance and zoning office. So we have a lot of Florence One Schools traffic at the beginning of the school, throughout the school year in this area. It would be most helpful to have that logo in the front of the building as well. As you come up those steps, we do have a boardroom as you come into those double doors. And believe it or not, even with the additional signage, we still have people that ask from time to time, what building is it? We would like to backlight the sign, as that building is in use, certainly as time changes. Late at night sometimes. We do not want to illuminate like the full letter. Want to make it just a backlit, very regal, subtle light, LED light. Ms. Jenkins has some samples if you'd like to see, but that is our request.
Yeah, just to add to what Kyle said, the thought with this was the band, are protecting the library sign that's behind it and going over it just with a cover more or less. And this new sign, we actually stood out front on the steps with charts to pick the backer panel to blend with the brick as best we could so it sort of goes away. And then these are raised letters that, as Kyle described, would just give you like a halo glow. So we wanted to, so you know, there's internally lit that's face lit and background's light up and all of that. This sign, the background's opaque, just the letters would be halo lit. So it's more of a corporate, professional, subtle kind of lighting effect versus the big plastic faces that you see at the fast food restaurants. So we would like to ask for this type of lighting for the new sign because it's up really high on the building and would be a little bit difficult to spotlight.
And it's only facing Irby Street, right? Okay.
And we did meet out there with several paint samples, if you will. I know how it looks in the mock-up picture, but I believe we've pretty identically matched the brick itself, so should blend right in and just be an insert.
With most of the foot traffic being during the daytime, what would be the purpose, of an illuminated sign, for the evening hours?
So if you were to come, let's say we did have a board meeting at this building, as you would come in, if for some reason, if you weren't familiar with Florence One Schools, just additional illumination. There are other, meetings that certainly can occur in addition to board meetings. Just attention, visibility. Certainly at the beginning of the year, we have a lot of activity with, getting re-enrolled, registered, all that good stuff.
And do any of the other admin buildings around town have any of the illuminated signs from Florence District 1?
Mostly ground level, just
Just a ground
Lower
level.
signs that do have spotlights on them, and lower signs, that's obviously pretty easy to do with some external lights.
Elaine, the Dollar Tree sign, was it a full backlit sign? How,
There were internally illuminated letters, and the monument sign was also internally illuminated.
fast food?
They ended up putting non-lit letters on the building and uplighting on the monument sign.
And what street was that on, Lane?
West Pine Street, right across the street.
Okay.
Does this constitute, would this technically be an internally lit letter, or is this really back?
Well, the description I have that I had up there, it said internal white LED illumination. That's where I got that from.
Yeah, technically, the LED lights are inside the cabinet that we're gonna paint the color of the brick, so they are internal to the sign. But that's why I wanted to bring pictures to show you the way that it illuminates. The light source is inside, but you can, have light push out through the faces of a sign, through the background of a sign, or just glow from the
Yes.
back, like backlighting, but the light source is inside.
Prior to looking at the illuminated sign option, did you guys, I guess, look at, how it would look with your current logo above that area, on top of, on the facade of the building? Did you guys look at that option that you have on your monument sign? Did you guys explore that option?
Well, there is a set of cutout, not dimensional, non-illuminated letters on the building now on the side facing the restaurant. Is that Pine Street, maybe? And they're mounted on the dark brick, so they're the white letters and the green and gold logo mounted against the dark background for contrast. So in this location, where we wanted to have something facing Irby, we have that library off-white limestone sign. So we needed to create a cover, and then we thought it would be nice that we created that cover to be dark so that the letters could match the coloration of the letter on the side. So there was never any consideration for it to be non-illuminated. This very sign, you could just leave the LED lights out of it. It's still dimensional letters on a background covering the library. It just would be dark at night in the building, not have that little bit of punch. So all along, we were thinking in terms of matching sign colors that are on the building and creating that background to do that, but it was just the wishes of the staff to have them to light up at night.
Anyone have any other questions?
How hard would it be to have it uplit or downlit?
I don't know what challenges there would be for that. It's up really high, so I guess it might potentially be a downlighting situation if externally lit. And then I don't know, are you opposed to, do you like the idea of some fixtures mounted up there somewhere, creating shadowed light on this sign that's a cabinet now because we need to cover library, so we've got some depth there?
I see the need
Just-
for having it lit at night, that makes sense. So the question is how does it get lit? Internally lit does not allow, I agree, uplighting would not look right, you should have lights sticking out, shining up. You go over and look down, but then you would have lights over and down showing, so to light it, I don't see an easier way to do it. Unless you have ideas.
Personally, I think this is the cleaner, sleeker way to light it. Anything else is going to be more applied fixtures to get light on the sign, and then it'll be shadowed light, again, because we have this dimensional cabinet and letters on top of that. So, I guess I'm not real, I don't think I could really speak to where the light fixtures would mount and what size they would need to be to properly illuminate this sign. I'm not prepared for that today, but I'm sure there's a way to do it.
Any other questions for them? Anyone else here to speak on the matter? Okay, approach the podium and state your name, please.
I just don't like color. It's one of those historic characters.
Good afternoon. My name is Joey Stewart. I'm a new local resident. I just have a side comment and a note. The side comment is that particular building, as someone, I'm an ex-military guy, I lived in Europe. I love architecture, and it is one of the buildings that it caught my attention during my daily walk. So it's a very beautiful, significant building that people who want to visit would like to come see. It's a very interesting building. That's my side comment. My note is across the street on West Pine from that building, there's I guess what you would call a underground utility box that's supposed to have a cover on it, and somehow it got broken. And so people who walk in that area, it's about, I think it's 2 feet deep, that hole. But someone did put one of those pylons, it's in the middle of it, but that would need to get fixed. I think people come in that area because of its location at an intersection. So that's my note. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll get somebody to check on that.
Thank you, Jerry. Okay, you want to have any other questions of staff? We'll go ahead and close the public hearing and open it up for discussion or a motion.
I see where Mike's going, and I agree. It's one of the prettier buildings, personally, in my opinion, in town. And I think putting it's the cleanest way, what you're proposing. I think putting any goosenecks or anything like that just takes away from the integrity of the building. So I'm going to make a motion to approve as submitted.
Got a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, certificate to be issued.
Thank you for your service.
Okay, our next case is case 2025-14. It's a request for a certificate of appropriateness to install an internally illuminated monument sign at FSD 1 building located at 301 South Dargan Street, identified as Florence County Tax Map number 90087-07-004 in the D3 Arts and Culture Overlay District. Staff?
All right, this is very similar. They are seeking the COA to install an internally illuminated monument sign in front of Pointer School. And again, this is Florence School District 1 doing this. It takes up the whole block pretty much between Palmetto, Dargan, and Pine Street, and is the former Pointer School. So they want to put up this monument sign outside in front of it, and it would be about 17 feet wide and about 6 feet tall in a brick base, and be internally illuminated in order to identify the building. So there's a picture of the building now. I'm not entirely clear where exactly that monument sign would be placed, but that concludes staff's report.
Okay. Anyone have any questions of staff? Anyone here to speak on the matter? Feel like we've been here before. Okay, Mr. Collins has been recused.
Kyle Jones, Deputy Superintendent of Florence One Schools. And
And Debbie Jenkins, Tyson Sign Company.
so we're certainly excited about bringing back the Pointer building. It will be our Health Magnet Innovation High School, which all 3 high schools will be able to feed into. Our hope is that if you are interested in the medical field, and certainly we have McLeod, MUSC, Hope Health, just to name a few, we can get our students interested as early as ninth grade in this facility. There will also be some innovation areas in the facility, such as our esports arena. Again, those students practice after school, much like you would football, and they're students in the building to 8 or so at night. This sign will be ground level at the corner. It's kind of at the corner right across from the Performing Arts. As you come in to Florence, we certainly hope that this will be a crown jewel for our city and a lot of positive impact, not only from quality teaching and learning, but the community itself being able to feed into this building. And so we certainly want to draw attention to Pointer when we open the doors very, very soon is our plan. And I think that Pointer's magnitude of the building itself and its historic nature deserves a monument sign that kind of sets it, if you will. Again, very subtle, backlit LED lighting, no whole letters themselves, but just a very regal, professional look to draw attention to the building as you're coming in or looking for Pointer.
And again, another photo example. This is a cabinet that would be mounted between the brick columns and the brick base that's already there. That's part of all the fencing and the pretty wrought iron that's all around the front of that property.
Should we pass this one? Let's pass this one.
And this, even though this isn't the actual sign face layout, this shows you in relationship to that huge building and property where the sign's going to live on the corner. Gives you a little sense of scale there with the building as the backdrop. So we were careful to scale it to look proportional for as large as the building and property are. And again, this sign, even though the lights are inside the sign, it's just going to be that edge halo glow. The background is opaque and dark on the sign cabinet. The face of the letters are dark, so it's just white edge glow, halo glow. Again, we thought that was a high-end, elegant, professional way to present lighting for this innovative school.
Just curious, where is the sign going to go? If we're looking, yeah.
Pretty much where the
That's
existing
where
one
it's-
is, isn't it?
So is that off West Palmetto Street?
I decided to bring this too, that tells the story. Can I share a site plan with you? And should have highlighted that corner.
Bottom right corner, Gargan had.
Okay.
Right on the corner.
While we're thinking, just one note of housekeeping. I know we got some new members here, but the microphones, if you notice, some are lit up red and some are lit up green. There's a little button. It's green. Green means go and you can talk, and your mic's picking you up, and red means it's not. So if you're going to speak, make sure you're green. So thanks, guys.
Anyone have any questions for the school district for Tyson Signs? Okay, thanks. Anyone else here to speak on the matter? Okay, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and open it up for discussion or a motion.
I'll make a motion. Go
Make
ahead.
a motion to approve as submitted.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Certificate to be issued. Congratulations. Our next case is case DRB 2025-15. It's a request for a certificate of appropriateness to replace the shingle roof with a metal roof at the building located at 109 West Laurel Street, identified as Florence County Tax Map Number 90089-03-004 in the D1 Redevelopment Overlay District. Staff?
All right, they are requesting a COA to replace an existing asphalt shingle roof with a red metal roof, and this is in the redevelopment overlay district, and it's zoned commercial reuse. So this is on Laurel Street between Dargan and South Irby, and here's a picture of it, and here it is with the zoning on it, the conditional reuse, which is the low-intensity commercial district. Here are some photos. The ones on the bottom are of the building in question, and then the one on the upper right is immediately next door, showing that there is precedence for a metal roof in the area. And so that the building on the bottom is the one that wants to replace that shingle roof that you can see there with a red metal roof. And the applicant is here with, I believe they've got samples to show you the color. So that concludes staff's report.
Okay. Anyone have any questions of staff? Okay. Anyone here to speak on the matter? You just approach the podium and state your name, please.
Good afternoon. My name's Ronald Banks, and I was born in Florence, and I'm 76, and I think I'm going to stay here the rest of my life. And I own the building right beside it, and the building that we're talking about, it's been vacant for at least 10 years, and it has overgrown shrubbery that I went over and cleaned up. I had to cut the grass. The people live in Columbia. The guy that owns it lives in Columbia, and he wouldn't do nothing with it. And finally, I pushed him enough, he sold it to me just a couple months ago. And of course, the shingles they're brown and they're shot and all. And I wouldn't want to put anything beside my place that would look bad. So this is the color. Burnished slate is what it's called. And the metal is coming from here in Florence, from Homewood Metal Works out on the Darlington Highway. And that's all I got to say about it.
Is it standing seam?
Sir,
Standing seam? What kind of metal is it? Standing seam or rib panel? What kind of
it's rib.
ribbed?
Yeah.
Okay.
It comes with, they told me 30 years from rusting and 10 years for the color. And I've put it on another building out in the county, and I've had it over 25 years, and it hasn't faded or done anything. So, you know, it's held up good.
No, it's not.
So this is the actual color then?
Yeah, that's the actual color.
That's very similar to the
That
roof.
dark color is about the same color as shingles that's up there now.
Very good.
Okay. Anyone have any questions for our applicant? Okay, thank you. We'll go ahead and close the public hearing and open it up for discussion or a motion.
Elaine, is there anything in the standards about standing seam versus rib panels? Or
No,
anything
the
like
only
that?
reason he's here is because he's going from asphalt to metal.
Okay.
And the color meets the guidelines.
Oh, yeah, that's, when he said red, I was,
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know where that came from, red.
yeah. No, that's
yeah, I'm very glad you had samples with you.
motion to approve as submitted.
In a sec. Okay. All in favor? Aye. Certificate to be issued.
I'm sorry, who seconded? Okay.
Our next case is case DRB 2025-16. It's a request for a certificate of appropriateness to demolish the house located at 413 Jerome Street, identified as Florence County Tax Map Number 90075-02-006 in the D4 Timrod Park Overlay District. Staff?
All right. This one, the applicant is seeking the COA to demolish the house. This is the property owner that is seeking this through the city's program. And they actually own 411 and 413, but there's no building on 411. But that's why you see two parcels highlighted here. They are in Timrod Park.
Excuse me just a second, I'm sorry. Does that mean we can go in and start tomorrow, or do we have to wait on something else? We already got a permit and all. Sorry.
Thank you, Jerry.
Again, this one, the house was built in 1948, and there's a big shed next to it. You'll see it in a moment. And again, I'm waiting to hear back from the Historical Commission on this one as well. So here are the site photos. As you can see, nobody's lived in this house for a long time. It's in pretty shabby shape. And everything's pretty much overgrown. So they want to clear the lot, and it's my understanding they want to build a new house there. So that concludes staff's report.
Okay. Anyone have any questions of staff?
I have a question. The owners of this property, have they been unwilling or?
Oh, no, this one, they've approached the city for help through our demolition program to take the house down.
Can you explain, just, I don't know if it's for me here, but kind of what that demolition program is and what the incentive or impetus is for that?
Jerry would actually be the right person for that.
Okay. Jerry, your services are needed again.
I was just curious, while we're here, we've had a couple of these kind of cases where you talk about the city's program, but some of us may not be familiar with what that means.
Yeah, and I was going to hit on that if I had the opportunity. So we have a demolition program that's administered through Community Services, where we have a pot of money set aside, and we have a matrix that we look at the condition of homes, the crime or potential crime activity associated with the property, its effect on the neighboring community, things of that nature. And we have a list in codes enforcement, and we started pursuing demolition of those properties. We have a voluntary side of that and an involuntary side of that. The voluntary side is just what it says. People that come forward and are willing to take funds to demolish their houses are eligible. For lower income individuals, we do it free of charge. If you don't meet the income requirements, then we would put a lien on the property associated with that. And these are some that we've been pursuing through codes enforcement for years for them to demo themselves, but we actually have a pot of money now to do it with. The other side of things are the forced demos. These are the folks that are either unresponsive or uncooperative with codes enforcement. And, these are two of the properties that you're seeing here. Is Jerome Street a voluntary?
That's voluntary.
Jerome Street is a voluntary one. The other one Pine Street is not voluntary. They've been unresponsive to us. So in the involuntary ones, we are actually pursuing through the court system, through the building department, through condemning it, calling it a public hazard, and then going through the court system, doing notices in the paper, following procedure, and we will actually go onto that property and demo it and place a lien on it. So that's what we're talking about. And I'm glad you asked, because it was going through my mind to update you guys on what was going on with that as well. So y'all might see a few of these properties come through. A lot of them are in North Florence, East Florence, Northwest Florence, and even maybe the Maple Park community, but this is the only one in the overlay district. So.
Okay. Anyone have any other questions of staff? Okay. Staff, anybody here to speak on the matter? Okay. Let's approach the podium and state your name.
Again, I'm Joey Stewart. I'm a new homeowner here in Florence. I specifically chose Florence over Charleston and other places because I believe it's a wonderful small community that has potential. One of the issues I guess I've seen is that in Florence is the number of abandoned homes, particularly on my street, Jerome. The 413 is right across from my house at 410 Jerome. And then there's one to the left of me, 412. I haven't seen, and I bought my place in February and haven't seen anything except 3 or 4 days ago somebody came and cut the grass there. My concern is because property values as well as pest. A few weeks ago, a rat came into my place, which freaked me out, and so I've been already cleaning up around there because I see you have to do that in order to make sure don't leave a hiding place for pests. So that's my concern, is that for the beautyment of the community and also the city, because this is a wonderful city. I lived in Europe, just came from Texas, and I felt something about Florence. My mama's from South Carolina too, so I want to come back and see what it's like. And this is a wonderful place, and I think the potential I see is great. But this issue of abandoned homes and things like this is something that we should try to deal with. And so it's good to see that this 413 one will be dealt with, and we'd appreciate it in the neighborhood a lot. Like I said, for issues of health and pest and just beauty. So that's my contribution.
Thanks.
Hello, my name is Joe Bailey. I own the property beside 411, and I wanted to find out, if I could, who the owners of the property is. I've tried on numerous occasions to get in touch with them, and I can't. And the problem is at 411, they have trees all along the property line on their side, and they dangerously overhang mine. They come up because it's all grown up in the center, they come up and about 15 feet off the ground and start doing this. And I've got some that would hit my house. I could spend $1,000 2 weeks ago just cutting some limbs off that were overhanging. But I'd like to talk to them about, doing something. They're going to go ahead and try to sell that property, put a house on. If I could get that information of the owners of it. And that's really all I got to say about it.
Okay.
Well, we can report that to codes enforcement, and then ownership information is available on the county's website. You can look up any property and see who owns it.
Okay, well, I tried to get hold of her, from the numbers I had, and I never got answered back. That's back when, in the wintertime, there were people over in her little buildings over there, and I tried to call her and tell her. And I left messages about, you put a no trespassing sign up, and they did that. But as far as ever getting back in touch with me, because I told them I want to talk to her about the trees. And, I'd be willing to maybe split or do something, but I don't feel like probably $5,000 worth of trees in there to cut off my line. But they're her trees.
I have that same concern too with 412, which is right next to me. There's huge trees that really just involved in my house.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
My name is Larry Jackson. I'm a lifelong resident of Florence. I felt like I could have commented on the school district issues because I was superintendent at one time. And I too own a property on Jerome Street as well as a property on McQueen Street. And I just wanted to come today to say thank you for considering demolition of both the property on Pine and the property on Jerome. As the previous speaker indicated, I own a property at 417 Jerome Street, and owned this property for 25 years and have witnessed the property that you're considering go from being well maintained to being a dilapidated property where we have interlopers coming at night to go onto the property, creating a very dangerous situation, because at one point there were motorcycles and lawnmowers on that property, and they have since been stolen as a result of the property being neglected. So it's created a tremendous problem for the neighborhood as a whole. So I just came today. My wife said, "Don't go up there, they're going to handle this." I said, but I wanted to come to say thank you for what you do daily to make our city livable and to take care of these problems, because again, they mushroom into larger problems when they're not addressed. So that's why I'm here. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Okay, anyone have any questions of staff or?
Just a comment.
Okay.
The program for the dilapidated buildings, that was a program that was started many, many years ago. I'm glad to see that you differentiate between the cooperative and non-cooperative, and I think the city should have those avenues for recoupment of some type, or eminent domain or whatever you can do. So I'm glad council put that through. And I remember back when I was on council in 08, we were even started working on that in a big way. So I'm glad that program is in the place it is today for the property owners that are here that are investing in Florence. So Good job.
Thank you, Mr. Powers. Okay, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing and open it up for a motion or discussion.
Move to approve as submitted.
Second.
All in favor? Okay. That was our last public hearing for the day. I'd like to go ahead and make a comment. I want to thank Bryce Evington, Joey McMillan, and Randy Starnes for their time on the board and their time they committed to the City Design Review Board. With those three board members stepping down, we have added 3 new board members. Our first one is Ahmad Jackson. Mac, you just tell us a little bit about yourself.
Been living in Florence for about 20 plus years. I work downtown at the Nastapula Law Firm. Been there 14 years. I'm actually living downtown on Darga Street in the Eleanor building with Mr. Dr. John Keefe residence. The one thing that I am so amazed when I first started working downtown was not what it was. You know, to actually see the transition is like surreal to me. Like go from when you didn't have any foot traffic coming down there to now you see like numerous of people actually coming down there. So I'm grateful to actually have the opportunity to be a part of the board.
Well, welcome to the board. Steve Powers.
It's a little ironic being here. I was actually the first design review board ever set up. I was vice chairman of that one, so I firmly believe in the downtown and the development. My family and I own 5 properties downtown, and we own SW Printing. I was on city council for 4 years in 2008 to 2012. And we own the building where Bojangles is coming in about 2 weeks. So we're firmly anchored into the downtown and firmly believe in that, and glad people are noticing what is being done. A lot of work in those guidelines, when they were back with Hunter interest groups and all. So it was good stuff.
So the first round's on Mr. Powers when they get up.
I'm ready for some chicken
Biscuits and beer.
and beer.
And our third member is Tanya Mormon Jackson. Welcome.
Hi, thank you. I've been a longtime resident here of Florence. I'm a graduate of Florence One Schools. I moved back and I raised my kids here who are also Florence One School graduates. I'm a community youth and arts advocate. I pretty much love this city and a strong advocate for community. I studied design, so this is, as well as architecture, so it's just really a passion of mine. I love the way we are building our downtown area, and I want us to be able to maintain some of the beauty of our city. And I think being a part of doing that is very important. So, nice to be here.
Welcome to all 3 of y'all. Does staff have anything for us?
We're good enough.
Okay, anything else? Any other comments? Okay, our next scheduled meeting is at 2 p.m. on October 8th. We're adjourned.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.